I got an email from you and it said, I'm reaching out to inform Coach Taylor of my release from prison, May 9th, 2024. She was instrumental in my recovery and healing journey from 2015 on. I would love to get in contact with you. And that started a little flurry of back and forth where you shared some of the things you're doing and my invitation to get on the Zoom meeting. So here we are.
Absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, it's so good to see you. Really awesome to see you.
The last time Pleasant Valley in 2015, or when did you last see it?
I last seen you when you came to Valley State. I think it was probably right before COVID hit. You were there. Yeah, you were there for a little bit. Mm-hmm. I went to Valley State. I became a part of the OMCP program.
Great.
Offender Mentor Certification Program. And so that's why I was there. And so I seen you there for the last time. And then I went through that program and became a nationally certified drug and alcohol counselor. So that was a big journey in my process, which I'm still doing today.
Yeah. So what are you doing today?
So right now I'm a DUI counselor for a company out of Sacramento called Safety Center Incorporated. They're one of the biggest DUI schools in California. When I was released from prison May 9th, I went to a transitional program in Sacramento for 6 months, and I got a job through them within 3 weeks. I was working full time with them. Yeah, and I love it. And so when I left there, because I'm from Corning, 2 hours north of Sacramento. And so when I left Sacramento, I asked them if I could continue working with them from home, because a lot of what we do is on Zoom. And so they were like, you know what? Yeah, we could do that for you.
Yeah, and they accommodated you because your work ethic, your ability to communicate similar stories, you understand the client.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I printed your file. 26 courses you finished.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. You have the Tools of the Body you did in 2015, Tools of Moving Forward 2015. I mean, I can go on and on. Anger management, leadership training, My Life Story, GOGI 12-week certificate, GOGI group, leadership training, My Life Story again, GOGI workbook, peer facilitator. Insight development. You just went above and beyond. Your last ones were 2019, Teach Me How to GOGI, and How to Teach GOGI. You were very close to getting coach status. Very close.
Yeah. I think the moving around after when I was in that part, it kind of messed me up, and then COVID kind of took a toll on everything. And
yeah, 20, 24, 26 courses. I'm in a mid official ways.
Yeah, I didn't know I had that. That's awesome.
I know. Here's your transcript.
Oh, wow.
I mean, oh my gosh, look at that. It's 2 pages. These are the courses. You Pleasant Valley, ISP, they weren't doing GOGI at ISP, then California Healthcare.
Yeah, in Stockton. Yeah, in Pleasant Valley, when you came, there was really nothing going on. And I was just in that midst of my change where I didn't know what. I know I needed to do something with my life, but I didn't know what. I didn't even know what it looked like. I didn't know what change looked like.
By the way, this is going to be aired on the Adobo tablets that are going to go. Actually, I think there's maybe 400 prisons and jails, and people are going to be able to watch us communicate and say, oh, he's like me, or
that's great.
Can you walk me through way back in 2015? Pleasant Valley had 2013, we just finished the hunger strikes.
Yeah.
So 2013, the prisoner hunger strikes, the national hunger strikes, the federal government came in and said, give these people programming.
Yeah.
And GOGI in 2015 was one of the very first to be granted funds to enter institutions where there was no programming and actually offer something. So when you said there was no programming, I'm here to attest there was no programming.
Yeah.
Walk on the yard, everybody looked at us like, deer in the headlights. What?
Yeah.
Who are these people? What are they doing on the yard? So walk me through that process. You heard about GOGI or programming. Tell me how it happened.
Yeah, a lot of my journey, I got very lucky in the people I met and the places where I was at. And so I was working in the program office when you came into Pleasant Valley at that time. So I got to meet you firsthand, when you came onto the yard, and you were, you had the sign up list. And I think I was one of the people who took that sign up list around to the buildings to get people to come to the very first meeting that you had there. So I was really excited because, like I said, I know I needed to change, and I had done some AA work and, Bible courses and things like whatever I could get my hands on. And so when you showed up with your positivity and your attitude and like, hey, we're doing this, we're going big, you want to be on the ground floor, this to get it started on the yard. I was like, oh yeah, this is amazing. And I didn't even know what that looked like. And having something to do that was positive. That was the biggest thing. I mean, it was really negative in the system at that time. There was really nothing going on. I felt like I was just spinning my wheels, doing time and not doing anything. So, going to that first meeting when we all sat around in chairs and listened to your story, was very impactful. And you brought carts full of workbooks. Yeah. And so
the officers thought I was crazy. When they said, what do you need? I said, well, I need a big library cart because I've got 100 books to give away.
Yes.
He said, ma'am, you're going to be walking out with all those books because none of these men will take a book. I said, well, it's okay. I'll take them back out to my car. I just thought, how could they not want GOGI? How could they not want it? So I had them fill up the library cart and I over the gravel trying to get it through. And your yards, once you clear security, it's a long distance to the yard. So it's rickety old cart falling everywhere. I'm putting the books back on. I get there, hundreds of books, and
but they were gone.
Yes.
People, and you couldn't bring enough. Every time that you came, you couldn't bring enough workbooks. That was what was awesome about it. People wanted it. People that I think that the custody staff, like they said, oh, you'll never give these out. And so they seen the cultural shift in that, I don't think they could believe it.
No.
What are these guys going to do with these books? What's really in them?
Yes, exactly. Remember them flipping the books open to make certain I didn't have a shank or some drugs in there. They just didn't. How could this person be bringing in all of these things? And why do the guys want them so badly? They were shaking the books. There must be some contraband in there.
Yeah, and. Yeah, I believe we started off with 4 different workbooks, all the different tools. And so I remember sitting out in front of the program office every morning after breakfast on the cold bench and just writing in those. Because a big thing that you taught me was making sure, because when you write your answers down, that's how it internalizes, and because sometimes I would be like, this is the same question, Coach Taylor. Why are you making me write this again like this? But I really see that now in my daily work too. When people ask me that, why are you asking the same question? I say, well, just give me a different perspective on it. Look at it from a different angle. And so when I started doing that, I could really see the perspective change and how I, view the world, myself, and other people in it. Those belief systems that I've held for a long time, they started surfacing, and I could start challenging them, and like, oh man, look what I wrote, and for some of them, it didn't make sense to me. This is what lives in me, but this is not how I want to live. So I needed to start challenging those things. And those books those workbooks, that's what perpetuated that. If I didn't have those workbooks, I wouldn't have been able to do that work. That's just how it is.
Robert, those workbooks are now free downloadable PDFs for any prison.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. Yeah.
Any prison. All prison. Anybody can use it. All it takes is an officer, a counselor, a warden, whomever, to permit it to be printed. It's free.
That's amazing. That's really awesome.
Oh, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I have something I have to show you. It's this.
$100 bill?
Why am I holding it up?
Well, me and Coach Taylor made a bet. It was one of the last times I seen you at Pleasant Valley before I was leaving. And you said, I will bet you $100 you will be out of prison in 5 years. And I was like, no, not even close. Right? At that time, it was at least 10 years before I was going to see the board.
Okay, so how long of a stretch did you have to do?
I had a 19-year to life sentence. 19 years to life. And
you were in how many?
At that time, I had been in 7 years.
Okay.
When you told me that, I was like, yeah, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, okay, Coach Taylor, yeah. And so you put out your hand and you said, I'll bet you $100. And I said, okay. And well, it was 7 years, right? Later. But when
I lost the bet.
You lost the bet. Yes, you lost the bet.
This is your money. I knew. So I have a little gift box here. To you, it has the With Love Coach book. It has our meeting manual on how we do meetings.
Okay.
It's the new mini book.
Okay. I have not seen those two.
I know, your GOGI keychain. So it has a list of all the tools on the back.
Okay, that's super awesome.
I know. It has the I Am the Bomb bracelets.
Yes, yes.
A bookmark.
Okay.
And a pocket GOGI. All of that, but you're probably going to be happiest to get this. Because you want, I said 5, you took 7. Now, but the question is, did you stay inside 2 more years simply so you could get $100 off me?
Well, yes, no, I did. You know what? The positivity, when you shook my hand, I'm serious. I brought that with me. I was like, for someone to tell me that, and because you meant it, right? You meant it. You didn't say that just because you wanted to, right? You meant that. And that meant a lot to me. And for someone to have a 19-year to life sentence coming in when I did, they told me that they were like, dude, get comfortable. You're not ever going anywhere. They told me that, several people. And I always was like, no, right? That background that I have right now, that's what I always kept in my mind. I'm going to go to the mountains again, and whatever I have to do. And so, yeah, those 5 years after we made that bet, that was, I really did every single thing that I could every single day, even through the COVID times that we had, and everyone in the system knows like those were very hard times to deal with. I still made sure every day that I woke up, I was going to do something to, get out in those 5 years. And if the whole board process, that was probably over a year process right there. Really. So, with the 150 days that you have to wait to hear from the governor. And then I had to wait even a little bit more time to meet my MEPD to get out. So there was a lot of waiting in that too. That was very stressful, but yeah, I got out of prison on my 13 and a half year mark. Out a 19 and a half year sentence, 19 and a half year to life sentence. I got out in 13 and a half.
Well, I was wrong by about 700 days.
Not very many.
But you still did earn the $100. So I don't make bets often, and I don't make them lightly, but I knew you had the commitment level, and that's all it takes, really. We have a lot of LWOPs, life withouts, who I look at them in the eye and I say, you are not an LWOP. I just know it. There's something about the commitment they have to being part of the solution rather than buying in and getting comfortable. Getting comfortable is the worst thing you could do, even if you have a 30-day sentence,
Yes.
don't get comfortable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I've never had a vision for my life. I just lived my life a day by, like, whatever happens, happens. And so, meeting you and GOGI and having an actual vision for my life, the what if factor, the ultimate freedom, like having that vision, and then seeing it pay off today is amazing. Like, I wish every single person could have that, just have a vision for your life. What do you want your life to look like? And then go get it. And so, it does take 10 years, 5, 10 years, whatever it takes. But once you reach it, it feels so awesome, so amazing.
And I think that's an awesome message to leave for anybody that's either listening as they're driving, or they're watching us on YouTube, or they're watching clips of this on our Instagram or other social medias, or if they're in an 8-foot cell and they're watching this on their tablet. I think what you have shared that I think is the most important is just continue on. Consistently continue on. Don't lose the faith.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Yes.
That's what you would leave them with. If you imagine you sitting on that, that 2-inch mattress in that 8-foot cell, and there's not someone like Coach Taylor to make $100 bet. What do you have to say to those individuals who happen to stumble across this on their tablet and they're listening and they're saying, well, yeah, but maybe not me. Well, he doesn't know me and he doesn't know, what do you have to say to that person?
First, I would say that you're worth it. You are worth it. Absolutely. You are worth it. And the value that each individual brings into this world is invaluable. And the guys that are sitting on those 2-inch mattresses today, they have some of the best insight that I've ever heard in my life. Their stories are some of the most powerful that I've ever heard. And the experiences that you had to go through to get that story is sometimes haunting, but you're worth being able to reflect on it and move forward and heal, whatever that looks like.
And, you don't need all the GOGI tools if you just have one. For you, it was maybe what if and ultimate freedom. Everybody has their own unique GOGI tool. You only need one of them. So if you do nothing else, walk away with one GOGI Life tool and be consistent. Repeat. You can find freedom too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the first one, the boss of my brain, boss of your brain is, take control. The most important thing that we own, right, is our thoughts and our emotions and those memories that we have. It's our brain. And, take care of it, nurture it. And if there's healing to be done, find that outlet, find it.
The tools to help you go through the healing process, because that's not an easy thing. Robert, I am so happy that you got Starlink back up on your roof.
Yeah.
I'm very happy you called me, and I'm so happy you took the time today. I know you're a busy man with your DUI counseling. I'm really, really grateful for your time. I do want to consider you to be a friend. Please email me, call me I'm going to give you these GOGI supplies, but if you need more and you can utilize them, please let me know. We'll be able to send you more. I'm putting in the box your $100, also your transcript and all your certificates. And I think I even here have a little GOGI water bottle that we're going to put.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
You have the mountains in back of you. I have more books in back of me. So.
You do.
Yes. We're making those books for our students because internal freedom gets us our external freedom. If we can find that internal way to have that freedom on the inside, it's a guarantee you're going to get that outside freedom.
So yeah, absolutely. And it is awesome. It's amazing. I don't take anything for granted anymore. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, you were worth the bet.
Thank you, Coach.
Sorry I lost, but I didn't lose by much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, Robert.
Okay.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.